What if the search for meaning was never a search to begin with? That might sound like a bit of a riddle, but I'm starting to realize I may have been making a big mistake in how I've approached trying to find meaning and purpose. The way I've approached it is the mind trying to create a nice, neat narrative. I'm doing this to get to this outcome or to have this impact and some form of direction and a story that I'm trying to get my mind to gravitate towards. So I'm trying to find meaning. I'm trying to go, mind, tell me what's meaningful. Mind, tell me what this purpose thing is all about. And it's trying to create a future that feels aligned. That would be a good way of summarizing it. However, I'm starting to think strongly that actually a meaningful life is to feel fully alive in the moment, to live fully in the moment. All right, so if you think about that, why that could be a conflict, or feels like a conflict for me, is I'm trying to get the mind to tell me where the future needs to go to find meaning, whereas I'm starting to think the opposite of the meaning's right here, like it's in feeling alive now. So if you want to have a meaningful life, it's feeling alive in the moment over and over again till the end. So that leads me to ask a different kind of question. And that question is, what makes me feel fully alive? What makes me feel in the moment I'm in? What makes me feel fully engaged with what I'm doing? And a few things have kind of made sense to me this past few days. And one was that life is lived forwards, but can only be understood backwards. All right, so that one really resonated with me because it makes me feel like you live your life forwards, and that means in the moment you're in. And then at some point you'll stop and you'll look back on a period of time, well, it's the last 5 years, 10 years, and you'll start to make patterns and go, oh yeah, that was for this reason. Oh yeah, that led me here. But at the time, that's no use. It's no use trying to make a story of it before it happens. You've got to look back. And this leads to what Steve Jobs said about your life being a series of dots, and the dots connect together. But you can't see the connections moving forwards. You can only see how the dots were connected moving back. All right, so it's all these random events are happening that seem disconnected. But when you look back, you go, that happened to teach me this. I learned that lesson, this. That put me in touch with that person. That led me on that path. And all these dots become this nice, neat narrative. But that's at the end. All right, so you look back. So for me, I feel like if I could think of the challenge I've been experiencing is I've been trying to put together all the dots that would lead to this nice, neat narrative. All these dots together will lead to me feeling purposeful, therefore I'll do those dots. When in reality, I now think it's all about this next moment, this next dot, it's going to make sense later. And it's all about engagement with life. It's all about doing what's in front of you, doing what makes you feel alive right now. So it brings me to kind of a better way of framing it is what makes me feel most alive. And I'm most alive when I'm in the moment, which is easier said than done, when I'm not in my mind, when I'm doing what I'm doing fully. So that's one thing, things of full engagement. I'm most alive when I'm thinking of others rather than thinking of self. So that gets me out of the mind when I'm trying to think of how I can say something or share something with other people to help other people, or I'm trying to listen to their problems. I feel alive in those moments when I'm trying to help others. And I feel most alive when I'm in my body, not the mind. Right? They kind of all link, they kind of all similar ways of saying similar things. But in my body, not the mind, just means I'm living through feeling rather than thought. Feeling through rather than thought. And it's a very interesting thing to kind of say out as well, because all of us are thinking machines. If I say stop thinking for 5 seconds, good luck. If I say don't have another thought for a minute, good luck. Like, the mind is a thought-making machine. And I think the problem I have is I've trained my logic and reason very well. I was a poker player who worked in probabilities and numbers and how to think rationally. I then become a mindset and performance coach, how to help people achieve their goals in structured ways and how to understand the mind to to get to certain outcomes. However, all of this is mind games. It's living in the mind and treating the mind as the boss. Whereas I'm starting to think now, I'm starting to feel now that actually the body has a better gauge. Whether you call it the heart, whether you call it feelings, there's a intuitive intelligence which feels smarter, but more aligned, definitely more aligned than the logical intelligence. I'm not sure how that sounded as it came out of my mouth, but that's what I'm starting to internalize, I'd say. I'm starting to internalize that I don't know the answers. My mind hasn't got a clue what's going on, but there's a feeling in my body. And if I lean into that feeling, live in the moment, feel connected to what I'm doing in micro moments, this one moment here shooting a video, next moment when I go and have breakfast, if I just connect with that moment, be in it, everything else will take care of itself. Why would it take care of itself? Because I'll be in the moment, living, and I will do what needs to be done. Life will teach me. But one of them will come, and it's really challenging for me to kind of go this way because I've come so far from the opposite direction. Like so far from, I will figure it out with the mind. So now if I'm saying my mind isn't going to figure it out, and I've got to trust the moment, it almost feels like a bit wishy-washy. Like, yeah, you're going to trust the moment. It's hard to even speak on this topic because the mind's trying to speak on a topic it doesn't understand. My mind's trying to go, okay, Adam, let's make this sound smart around all these ideas that you know. I don't know. I don't know anything about this. I'm trying to feel the next moment. That's it. I don't know where that feeling comes from. I don't know where that feeling's going to lead to. I've got a clue. Complete uncertainty. Complete vulnerability. Yet the mind doesn't want that. The mind wants certainty. It wants to cling to something. So it lets me think about Michael Singer and one of my favorite books of all time, Untethered Soul. If you haven't read it, listen to the audio version or read it. It's so good. His other book was called The Surrender Experiment. And the Surrender Experiment was how he lived his life around basically surrendering to life. And surrendering to life just means let the moment guide you. Don't resist anything. Just let the moment guide you. Go. That's it. Remove the mind. Live in the moment. And when I first read that book, I was inspired by it, but I knew I was not ready to live that way. I remember even thinking, as I read The Surrender Experiment, this is cool. Wish I could live this way, but I've got things that the mind needs to keep in control. My mind needs to sort this out. My mind needs to do this. I need to achieve these goals. I was living in the mind's narratives of how I need to live. Now, probably maybe 7 or 8 years have passed since I read that book. It's probably note to self, read it again. I feel now I'm getting more ready to really live that, to live my own surrender experiments. Surrender means get past the mind, lean into the moment, that life guide you. And I think that's the way to live. I think that's where meaning is found. I say found. That's where meaning is discovered. So yeah, this has kind of been very interesting reflection. This has been sitting with me for the last few days. And yeah, I feel like it could be a big turning point because it's a bit of it's almost like a change of direction on the search. It's almost like I'm searching one direction. So the last 16 days of these videos on the topic, I've been searching around the same area, covering more of space in the area. And now this new reflection today is almost like the whole search is wrong. It's that way. You've already passed it. It's right here. You're standing on it. It's not while you're looking. Very interesting. So yeah, hopefully this resonates with somebody, one person, maybe nobody. But either way, it doesn't matter because I'm here to put this out in this moment. It's my best effort right now. It's also my way of reflecting and internalizing what I'm trying to, this chapter I'm going through. So yeah,